Hello, we are once again in Uzbekistan, Western Uzbekistan. It is a beautiful day. Look, look at this, amazing. This is the Amudarya River, the most important river in the region. We are close to the border with Turkmenistan and we are going to land at Urgench. I believe that's how it's pronounced, which is over here. That's Urgench, and this is an interesting one because we are going to be we're going to do a very old school NDB approach, which means that our main instrument of guidance is this one, this old ADF receiver. NDB means non-directional beacon, I believe. I might be wrong. And this is the airport, but we're going to be approaching it from the other side. So, as you can see, sorry about the external noise, this is still the arrival procedure, and it's going to lead us basically around the NDB over here. There is a VOR, but we're using an NDB, and we'll go and land at runway 13. So we need to start getting ready. Well, we are at 3,000 feet, which is again unusual. We're told to approach at a very low altitude, which means amazing sights. Look at this. Absolutely fantastic. Urgench is a recent city, actually. It was built in the late 19th century by the Russians and then turned into a Soviet city in the 20th century. But we're close to the ancient city of Khiva, and which was, of course, the capital of the Khanate of Khiva, the main power in this region for about 500 years, from the late Middle Ages until the 19th century. And the Khanate of Khiva used to rule over most of modern Turkmenistan and this part of Uzbekistan. So here's the airport. It's the default one. We'll be turning soon and descending to 2,300 feet. We'll turn right and then swoop back around, I believe. And yeah, so Urgench, the city doesn't have many landmarks that we can talk about, but it is supposed they do have a statue of Al-Khwarizmi, I believe that's how you pronounce it, who was supposedly born in this area in the 10th century. You might not know this name, Al-Khwarizmi, but you almost certainly know his work because he was the inventor of modern algebra. Even the word algebra comes from his book, The Algebra, which was extremely influential throughout the world, Europe and etc. And Al-Khwarizmi was supposedly born around here. Then he went to Baghdad during the what we call now the Muslim Golden Age. Hold on, turning right. 2342. Following the procedure, we'll descend to 2,300 feet. Update this one more or less. Although I mean it's there's no, the weather is perfect, so we're really going to be doing a visual landing, really. I assume at some point ATC is gonna talk to us. We already have tower tuned. ready to tune. And again, this is the Amudarya River. It stays in the border between Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan for a long time, but then it turns north towards the Aral Sea, which is what we're going to see next flight, I believe. And yeah, so now we are going to hold altitude at 2,300 feet right here, and slow the plane down to around 150 miles so we can deploy landing gears when we need. Not right now, still have going to do the final turn before we do it. So we can enrich the mixture just a little bit, just to be sure, and slow us down. The next turn, see, it doesn't really tell us. We need to follow the procedure here. But we basically turn to 179, just turn left until we hit. I mean, I could do the calculations, but I'm not gonna do it. So we'll just turn to left to 179er, and then yeah, we'll just do a heading turn until we hit 133. Again, looks great. Speed is fine. We can maybe just a tiny bit slower. We are going to take it almost manually from now on. It's a bit weird that ATC hasn't told us anything yet, but we'll see how it goes. Again, I can't remember the last time I did an NDB approach. See, it's pointing that we're going away from it, which makes sense. Start turning left. I'm just eyeballing it, but so 133 is our final fix. Final bearing, I mean, sorry. So yeah, we can try to follow the circle. Let's point this at 133 as well. More or less.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, 5 miles from fan 13, turn left, heading 160, maintain 2,300 feet until established, cleared NDB runway 13.
Turn left, heading 160, maintain 2,300 feet until established, cleared NDB runway 13, CIC 06.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, contact Urgench Tower 118.3, bye-bye.
118.3, CIC 06. Tower CIC 06 on final runway 13.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, Urgench Tower, wind 105 at 4, runway 13 cleared to land.
Clear to land runway 13, CIC 06. So we'll just intercept the left turn now, more or less. Deploy gear. Lights, bump, props, full mixture. And here's the runway. So not much of an issue really. It's very simple approach, and once we hit FN13, I believe it's, yeah, when we are clear to descend, which is right about now. So let's turn off autopilot. Why isn't it? Oh, sorry, wrong button. Yeah. Okay, here we are. Flaps. There's no vertical guidance whatsoever, although I see peppy lights, which should help. The airport is 300 feet, so almost sea level. Right next to the city. Trimming up. More flaps. More trim. We need to trim up a little bit more. Sadly. Yes, we're going with the NDB. I swear we are. Trimming up a little bit more. We're high. I can see white lights. So let's descend a little bit further. There's a slight crosswind from the left, but the wind is mostly a headwind. It should be fine. Looks absolutely fantastic. Look at this, man. Oh my. Okay, I see the red lights now. Speed is fine. Against the default airport. Urgench is to our right. Lots of agriculture, as you can see. Uzbekistan is known for cotton, mostly when it comes to architectural agriculture. So I'm assuming these are mostly cotton farms. And sadly, it is also known for a very difficult relationship with the environment, so to speak. They use a lot of pesticides, much more than average, even compared to Russia, let alone the rest of the Europe or other places with stricter regulations, which has contributed to making the Amudarya a very polluted river, and also to the catastrophe of the ROC, which will head towards next flight. Anyway, going too slow now. Pick up a little bit more, final flaps. Altitude is fine. Correcting for the crossing just a little bit. Oops, just sensitive. Just a little bit of rudder. Try to keep us going straight. And so far so good. Speed is fine. Bit high, yes. Let's prepare for the flare, cut power. Don't stall. Oops, yeah, been too slow now. It's fine. Touchdown early for a change. Cut power. Glide down, pull up. Oops.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, exit right next available taxiway.
Exit right next taxiway CIC06. Yeah. Little loss of control and could have been better center. Is this a taxiway? Looks like it. Let's do it. But not a bad landing. Not a terrible landing, I guess. Here we are, there's no ground services, ground frequency, so we'll stay with tower. Let's a little bit. Flaps up. Fuel pump off. Strobe light off. Lean the mixture a little bit. Train back to neutral, and that's it. We are at Urgench, Uzbekistan, near the border with Turkmenistan. And thank you for watching this old-fashioned approach, which went very well. And I'll see you next time.